Hey, everybody. Hey, new to coaching group. I'm Allison Peterson. Welcome to tonight's celebration. I could not be more excited about tonight and our celebration. So, guess what we are celebrating, friends? We're celebrating you, the new to coaching members. And it's so exciting to have you here because we have just hit 5,000 members in this amazing group. And it is unbelievable to me that this is where we are. So I wanted to take a minute and stop and celebrate the amazing group that we have here and community that we have created here in the New to Coaching group. So I am so glad that you have stopped by to join us for tonight. I have some great content for you and some friends for you to meet. And so we're going to be doing this together tonight. And I cannot wait to tell you all about it. So I am so glad you're here. So I would love to meet you. So, hey, Devin. Hey, Brianna, how are you? Hey, Nanette, welcome. Welcome. And Laura's here. Hey, Laura, you're in Iowa. That's so exciting. Okay, so again, we are celebrating 5,000 members here in the group. And I just have to take a quick second to tell you about the journey of this community and how it has grown. So again, I'm Allison Peterson. I'm the founder of the New to Coaching community here on Facebook. And this all started a little like less than 3 years ago was when I was moving. I had already been coaching in a school for 5 years and I had launched a coaching program at a school. And then I was moving to a whole new school in a new state. And so even though I felt really confident about coaching and I had a team of coaches that I was leading, I found myself thinking like, uh-oh, I'm about to be by myself and I'm in a whole new state and I was moving to a whole new school and I was looking for some community to connect with online. I know that you as evidence to the fact that you are in this group are someone who seeks out a professional learning community online. And that has been something that has been a staple for me throughout my entire 15 years of education. And so I started to say, well, I'm not sure where the new coaches are. Let's go connect with them and created this amazing group. And since then, it has grown exponentially, which is also a really, really telling sign that coaching is growing all the time. I read a statistic yesterday that 7 years ago, on this survey that they did, it was like the National Principal and Teacher Survey. 7 years ago, there were 69% of schools had some kind of a coach. That was 7 years ago. And I think that we are exploding coaching here in our districts now because so many districts are adding coaches, so many schools are adding coaches, and so many of these schools are starting coaching without really being sure exactly what they're doing. And they just put coaches in place and then send them off to go do their work. And so that is where we kind of have, where I've found that the New to Coaching group is a place where we can all connect and help each other because a lot of our new coaches are put in a spot where they are starting coaching, but they're not really sure exactly what to do in this new role. So I am so glad you're here. If you are a new member to the group because you have just come in or you've just been hired as a new coach, drop me a hashtag new member or new hire if you've just been hired so that we can celebrate you because we're so glad that you've come into this group and this community and you're here to meet everyone. And now we have 5,000 amazing members who are dropping resources all the time. The most amazing resources are being dropped. And tonight you're going to hear about even more amazing resources. So stay on with me. And we're going to, and so the resources are always being dropped. Questions are being asked. And everyone is always answering with amazing resources. So I really want you to know that this is a place where you can come and get the information that you need to figure out how to be a new coach, how to go out into the world and do this amazing work. So we are so glad you're here, especially for our new hire coaches who are popping in. There's a few new members, new hires. And hey, Casey, I'm so glad you're here tonight. So celebrating 5,000 members tonight. Here's how we're doing it, friends. I am going to be giving away 15 copies, because they're all digital, to my Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles online course. So I have a big giveaway I'll be giving away at the end of our session tonight. So we're going to be giving away. And then I've invited in here Rochelle and Vicki, who are members of the group, to share some of the things that they have tried in their classrooms. In coaching for their teachers. And they are going to give you some amazing ideas and resources for how to do a Kickstart PD. And a Kickstart PD is one of the things that I teach in the Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles online course. So we're going to give you a little bit of a preview of that course and tell you a little bit about some success stories and tell you about how this Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles approach really will work for you any time of year. So I really hope that you'll stay with us. I will be sharing the winners towards the end of our time together. So hang with us towards the end, okay? And I can't wait to introduce you to our guests tonight. Hello, new members, and then new from Wisconsin. And Hope Hannah Chapman is an old member, meaning she's been hanging around a while, and we love to see her smiling face. So let me introduce you to our friends tonight. Again, members of the group who have come to share some of their stories about how they have used the Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles approach. So we have Rochelle and Vicki joining us tonight. We're going to use this view because that's much better. So hi, ladies. I'm so glad you're here with me tonight. Welcome.
Hi,
welcome.
so happy to be here.
Good. Well, I'm going to let you introduce yourselves so that we can get to know you a little bit more. Tell us about your coaching situation, where you're coaching and which levels, and tell us where you're from. And then also tell us tell us your coaching situation, tell them where you're from. I guess that was it. We're going to do more talking in a minute. Sorry. Okay, Rochelle, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name's Rochelle, and I am an instructional coach in Utah, Salt Lake City area, and this is my second year as an instructional coach. So I work with all the teachers in my building, all different content areas, and so yeah, super fun.
So great. And don't you work with high school? Did you say that? Sorry.
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, high school.
Yeah. Okay. So Rochelle works with high school, and so some of the ideas that she is offering are going to be more of your secondary type of things that you can try. So if you are a secondary coach, you're going to love some of the ideas that she's got coming. And Miss Vicki is going to introduce herself as well.
Hi, everyone. I'm Vicki Daglian. This is my third year as an instructional coach. I am in New Jersey. I am a coach, a district level coach. So I service 4 buildings, and they're all K-5 buildings. I have a co-coach that does our middle school and high school, and I do have some resources to share from her as well too. So we'll be able to run the gamut of K through 12 tonight too. So
yes, that is so exciting. Okay, so we're going to start by doing a little recap, friends, because these ladies have been in the group for a little while, right? But in January, we did I hosted a Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles challenge, where here in the group, I taught the Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles approach, and we did like a week-long challenge where we were kind of all getting in there and sharing what we were doing, and it was really, really great. Lots of energy going on. And so what I want to do is recap a little bit of that coaching cycles challenge so that you understand the approach. And then one of the things that I shared in that is this idea of a Kickstart PD, which I'm trying to get up here. Okay, so here's what we did. Thank you for technical difficulties, Casey. She loves us anyway. So here's how this goes. Okay, so if you're a new member and you haven't learned this yet, I'm about to give you like a really quick rundown of the really, really, really great Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles approach that'll help you get started as a new coach. So this model is aimed directly at you, the new coach who has never really had an opportunity to start a coaching cycle yet, and you're trying to figure out what to do and where to start. And so one of the things that I teach in this is this idea of the Kickstart event or the Kickstart PD. And it is aimed at the runners. So we talk about the runners. I have lots of videos on the runners that you can go check out, but they're basically our strongest or our most willing teachers. teachers who we are going to try and go after and create a PD that is more of an invite, really something that is going to be something they want to come to, and something that is optional even, because we know that whoever shows up at this PD could be the one who is interested in going deeper with us and possibly doing a coaching cycle. So from that idea of the Kickstart, one of the biggest aha moments that everybody loves, hey, SEL Michelle, so glad you're here, is the exit ticket. So at the end of your professional development that you host, we encourage you to use an exit ticket, whether it's a something that you have in a Google form, or I like to do note cards or paper or anything like that, some kind of exit ticket to get that exit data from your meeting, to ask your participants some questions about what it is that they, how they felt about what they learned or what they want to learn next. And that becomes your organic opportunity for follow-up. So this whole approach is very organic because it's all about kind of the natural next step of interacting with someone. And so naturally following up with them, naturally talking to them about the next thing, popping in on them to say, hey, I saw what you wrote on your exit ticket. I'd love to chat with you more about that. Do you want to schedule a meeting next week? And then trying to go from there into a coaching conversation, identifying a student-focused goal, getting into their classroom for a partnership, for partnering with them, and then having some real coaching conversations around like a debrief after you've gone into the classroom, so you can actually get your coaching cycle started with these Kickstart PDs, exit tickets, and follow-up. And so it's really a powerful tool. If anybody who's here in the live has used this before and has seen some success from it, definitely share with us the power of the exit ticket, because I know that so many of you have used it and really love it. So that's why I have invited Rochelle and Vicki on today, because I want them to share their Kickstart PD approaches that they've done, because it really can give you some ideas about how you could use this approach to get your coaching cycle started. And their stories and their resources are unbelievable. Do not leave. You're going to want to hang out for these, because we're going to give you a Padlet with access to these tools. So it's like you're going to walk away with like all the things. Okay. So Rochelle, why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about one of the Kickstart PDs that you did after we did the challenge in January?
Yeah, so it was actually perfect timing that I was able to learn a little bit about how to start organic coaching cycles, because in my school, we really are trying to get a coaching program going, especially, secondary. We have 100 teachers. How do we do that? And so the first half of the year, I was really focused on working with my new teachers within their first 3 years. And that went really great, but it was kind of like the principal said, you have to work with a coach, and they were great about it. And it was all really positive. But then I started thinking, how can I expand and start working with more teachers in my building? And I was talking to my coworkers about needing to cast like the right kind of net to catch the teachers that I really wanted to work with. And so I just happened to see your Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles thing. And I was like, I'm going to go on and do that. And the ideas there were really great and gave me something to kind of get going and thinking about. And the idea about runners really stuck out to me, especially because our school at the same time had just gone through a tragedy. And so my colleague was like, no, it's over. Like, no one's going to want to work with us the whole rest of the year. Like, this has been just going to be too hard to come back from. They don't want us in their room, that kind of thing. But then I told him about this whole runner thing. I said, I think there's probably teachers who really are ready to go that next step, or still want to focus on what they can control, which is what's happening in their classrooms. And so what we did is we came up with a cheat sheet of just guided practice activities. And we split it up into like vocabulary practice, discussion activities and that kind of stuff. And so our idea was that if they would come to that, they could lead with something that was tangible, that would be an easy resource for them, like low prep stuff that they could do. So we built that. And then what we did is we created some hard copy invitations, and then we carried them around and handed them out to all of our runner teachers. With 100 teachers, it's hard to, within a week, have a face-to-face conversation with all of them. But I said, okay, who are my runners? I'm really going to make sure I stop by during their prep time to have a touch point and to give them a paper invitation and to just kind of tell them about what it will be. And so we did that, and then we called it a lunch and learn. So we invited teachers to come down during their lunchtime, and we don't have a lot of money, so we bought some sodas and everything, and so we supplied that and stuff. And then we just invited them to come down during their lunch, and then we can chat, and people really actually appreciated having the opportunity to just hang out with other adults. But then at the same time, we gave them something that was helpful.
Did they come down like one at a time, or did you have like a set time that it started?
Oh, so I offered it over the course of, I think, 3 days, and we have 2 lunches in our building. So I offered it both first and second lunch for 3 days straight. Because I was paranoid, like, what if they all come, but then what if none of them come? And so I didn't know what to prepare for. So we just opened it up, and then I tried to get RSVPs so that I knew who was going to come. So my paper form had a little RSVP. And then I also sent out an email to everybody in the building, just like the week of, reminding them like, hey, lunch and learns this week. Just click here to let us know if you're coming and what lunch. And so that seemed to work really well. And the nice thing too is I had an option of, hey, if you can't make lunch, a lot of times we have teachers that are working through their lunch. And so I said, just mark here if you want me to come down and chat with you about it instead. And so we had a few teachers choose that as well.
So great. I love that. Just all the options. Like there's no out, because it's like you can either come during this lunch, or you can come tomorrow, or you can come the next day, or if you want me to, I'll come to you. Like opportunity for me to get in there, right? Like,
yes, exactly. And I just that was my week. And I made sure to give them 2 weeks notice so that they knew that it was coming. But then if something did come up, then they could come the next day. And we had a couple that did that. So it was really great. And I think the teachers liked having, basically it was just little short descriptions of, for example, like Tableau or Think, Pair, Share. And then it had a short description and then a link to a video. And the videos were all like 1 minute long. And then it had printable resources. So that website, it'll be on the Padlet, but that website is amazing. It was like a school district, I think in Texas, that created it.
Okay, so I didn't make those videos. You borrowed them.
I borrowed them. Yep, I found this awesome website. I was like, this is amazing. And I just made kind of like a little menu based off of they had probably a couple hundred different strategies on there, but I just, picked the ones that I think would fit for my teachers. Yeah. And and then the other thing that we did at the end, it was just really relaxed. We didn't try to make it a super strict, like sit and get type of PD. It was more conversational type. And then I had exit tickets that I gave them that I created on Canva. And I just asked that question of what was most helpful to you, and then what's your next step. And then the next day,
questions.
yes. And I was like, I never thought of that. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it makes it so simple if they just say what they want to do next.
What's your next step?
I had them say, and they just told me, I want to find some to do. And so that was a perfect in for me, that I would go on their prep the next day and say, hey, tell me about what you're thinking you want to do with that. And so I wrote down numbers here. So we had 16 teachers sign up to come.
That's amazing.
And I was like, oh, that's the most we've ever had sign up for something optional. So I was really excited for that.
Awesome.
Yes. And then me and my co-coach split. So he took 8 and I took 8 to follow up with. And I got 7 of them that I was able to actually have at least one co-planning session where we sat together and we planned how they wanted to implement the strategy. And it's a really simple thing. So it didn't take a lot of their time, but I like the idea of like putting marbles in the jar for those teachers.
Yes.
And then I got 3 new coaching cycles going with like centered goals, and like we're meeting weekly. And so it was an awesome in for those teachers. And I think with it being a new coaching program, now they're starting to see, oh, this is what what she does, because I've done the clarify my role and explain it at the beginning of the year. But then sometimes, you have to actually experience it to know what it's like to do a coaching cycle. So,
oh, that's so powerful and so true, because they don't really understand what it is. And they don't, it sounds scary, right? It sounds scary and formal and like, okay, coaching cycle, I don't know what that is. I'm going to go ahead and avoid you now. Right? So, but just, the follow up and pop in. So you have to tell me this because, and I know that STL Michelle had mentioned this too, that like, and I worked with high school teachers as well. I've always worked with K-12, but high school teachers are hard to break in with. Even your runners can sometimes be very hard. So how do you feel like you've told me about several relational touch points. First, you dropped off an invitation, and then they came to chat with you during the lunch. It wasn't really formal. And then they did the exit ticket and you did the follow-up. So all of these relational touch points were very intentional on your side, but to them, it probably felt like this is okay. Like she's just chatting with me. It's no big deal. So did you feel like that maybe helped win them over as high school teachers?
Yes, I think so. And it was when I first came in with the invitation, that was when I was like, hey, I'm just here for a second, because they all kind of look at you like, why are you in my domain? Like, why have you crossed the threshold? And like, we don't have anything set up, So that really kind of broke the ice. And then I've actually had since then, just because we have that conversation, teachers since then have said, hey, actually, I didn't go to that thing, but could we still talk about it? Or, teachers sending me IMs. So that I have felt like I've needed a reason to go talk to my my teachers, because again, it is such a big school. I'm like, who do I start with? And I did teach at the school for 6 years before. So I had a bit of a leg up that I knew a lot of teachers, but not in a way where we were really collaborating and stuff. So I like having something physical to walk into their room to give to them. And then it gives me a reason to start a conversation with them. Because I feel like if I'm just walking by their room, I'm just like, hi, how are you? And then I feel stuck on what to say next. So I like having something to talk about.
Girl, like I'm telling you. Okay, so those of you who are out there who were not at the challenge, okay, and you didn't do the Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles challenge with us, these are the step-by-step things that I teach in the challenge that are now in the online course. So like I literally have a checklist that says create a Canva invite. Go hand it out in person. Like, so these are the different steps, create your Kickstart PD, get your admin to approve it and send out emails. Like it's all the steps for all the things that Rochelle just walked through that she has kind of like figured, just kind of executed. But there are some real intentional steps to this process, because you're being really intentional on your side as a coach to have in-person face-to-face touch points and create a casual atmosphere where things aren't feeling so formal. And then that is what opens the door to more relational conversations, which might open the door to at least meetings. I can't believe that you got 7 out of 8 meetings.
And the other one, he'd already done 2 coaching plans with me. So I just didn't really push that one.
7 out of 8 plus one who you've already been working with. So you went from not knowing where to start as a coach to, okay, I'm going to use this Kickstart PD. I'm going to go after this group of teachers, and then I'm going to get 7 meetings out of it. And then I'm going to get 3 coaching cycles out of that. Yes, girl. Yes. I love this story.
I know.
So that is a huge win, Rochelle. I just really loved it. I remember when you told me when you were first getting started with it. It was so great. Okay. Anything else you want to add? Feel free to jump in while I chat with Vicki, but I just want to make sure. Did you say everything you meant to? And we'll
I think so. Yeah, I think I wrote down a couple other ideas for PD things, but just looking at time, I can just really quickly, just kind of other ideas that we do is I host something called Coffee and Collaboration, where I intentionally kind of invite a group of teachers that I think would work really well together in their department. We have huge departments, right? So I kind of cherry pick some of those and then invite them to optional additional PLC time. And that's actually been really impactful with teachers. And then cohorts. So what we're doing, we started it this year, but next year we're also going to let teachers choose where they want to be for PD, and to select an area they want to focus on. We're thinking of doing some book study work with that. And so I'm really excited to use the exit ticket strategy with those, at least for my cohort, so that this year I just kind of said, hey, if you want me to come by and help you with any of these things, then I will, just let me know. But when I leave it at that, then, the teachers aren't going to act on it. But I'm really going to use that exit ticket strategy and then just come around and talk to them and use that essentially as the invitation. Hey, they wrote down that they want to do this next, and then I just want to come talk to them about their ideas. And so I'm really excited to try that next year.
Yes, absolutely. One of the things that I hear often is like, I can't do Kickstart. I can't do a Kickstart PD right here at this time of year. I can't do something right here in April. It's about to be testing, and the teachers are busy and the teachers are overwhelmed, and all of the reasons why you feel like you can't do something right now. So, but you can possibly look towards, like, if you really feel like you can't do something right now, we really know that's probably a tough time, but you can start thinking about offering something for the summer, and like offering a book study or a cohort type of model where you're going to get some runners hooked in for some work with you that they would agree to. And sometimes the runners are not as overwhelmed. They have their head around how to do all the testing stuff, and they want to keep learning. So you have to keep a lookout for those ones who want to learn, and then come up with new and creative ways to engage them and give them the content. Michelle says, gotta go. Love this conversation. Birthday dinner for your daughter. So glad you were able to stop by, girly girl. Okay, so these are great. And if we have more ideas at the end, we can have time to share. So, all right. So Vicki, I cannot wait for you to tell everybody about this really cool Kickstart PD that you came up with. And I'm going to, do you want me to share your slides now?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, let me get that organized while you start telling us a little bit about it, and then I will put that up here for us.
So my Kickstart that I want to share with you sort of was born out of that idea that you just talked about, Allison, which was like, everyone's overwhelmed. We can't possibly pile on anymore right now. And that's where this sort of came from. In our district, there was just an oversaturation from the higher level of district of PD coming at our teachers. And, I think through the pandemic, through the road back from the pandemic, teachers were just being overwhelmed and bombarded with PD that they felt was unnecessary or not useful at the time. And so what my co-coach Kiara and I really wanted to do was sort of revive the whole PD process in our district, especially the PD that was coming from us. And we sort of wanted to disassociate ourselves with the PD that they were getting from a district level and sort of just focus on ours. So this DoorDash PD idea was born. And it was born from a lot of different groups that I had seen, a lot of people posting their quick PDs and their potty PDs and, their little drop-offs that they were giving to teachers. And so it was sort of like a mesh of all of these things. And so what we wanted to do was really go through a really hands-off approach. Ours, and what you'll see here is ours is a little bit backwards from the traditional cycle, but it was really a hands-off approach, and it was a way for us to identify our runners. So instead of sending 2 runners, we sent to everyone, and it helped us identify our runners. So what we did was, if you can go to the next slide, we introduced it in our coaching calendar. And so we just wanted to introduce it as something really small and very hands-off. Like, we weren't asking for a meeting. We weren't asking them to come anywhere, because that's what we felt like our team needed at that point. Do we ask them to do that at other times during the year? Yes, absolutely. But this time it was like all on your own. So we gave out this calendar so they could see like when they start. And this is just my calendar. So what I did was I had a different delivery day for each building. So they signed up. If you could go to the next slide. Oh, actually, the next slide is going to show you just sort of a graphic that I made for how DoorDash PD works. And you can see no meetings, no appointments, only snacks and an opportunity. So all they had to do was fill out the form, and they can either use the Google form or the paper form. And then the snacks and PD were delivered right to their desk. And if you can go to the next one, this was our order form. This was our paper form. And what we did was we did not deliver these forms in person. We put them in everyone's mailbox and we sent it out via email. However, we did have a district PD day in between the time when we sent it out. And we went to, I went to every grade level meeting that they were having. And I said, hey, did you guys sign up for DoorDash? Just to sort of, that in-person thing, like you guys said, in person, the encouragement to do it. So this is a duplicate. So I just cut these in half. So you can see from the, yeah, if you go back one, if you can see, so what they had to do was pick a PD topic. So I did 3 topics, and Kiara also did 3 topics. We both did the wellness one. We chose these topics based on what our building needs were, what we've been hearing from the teachers. And one of the big things was, there's that big wellness push this year, and our teachers feel like they keep hearing from the district that we care about you, but they're not actually giving them time to do it, or they're not getting anything substantial to do. So that's what we want to do. Wellness tips you could actually use. So both Kiara and I did the wellness. And then I chose 2 other things, setting goals and boundaries, and small group work, and fostering student independence so that teachers can have and host those small groups. So that was based on, the needs of my teachers there. So they checked off which PD topic they wanted, and then they checked off the snack that they wanted. So there was also a Google form that they could give out. And then what we did was we put everything together, and actually put these slides in the wrong order, Allison, but it's okay. We can go back. So this is fine. This is what it looked like. So this is the wellness one. So it was 1 piece of paper, double-sided, and it was just a bunch of links. And so on this one, there were links to podcasts. There were links to different breathing techniques. I actually demonstrated them myself. There were playlists on there, quick tips, different downloads and resources that they had accessible to them. So, and then this one on the right-hand side was a poster that they have. There's the small group stuff. So there was a lot of information for them that they could use and access on their own time when they had time for it. I think if you can head to the next one too. So these were the make them think, critical thinking, and feedback to feed forward. Those were the secondary. But I mean, most of these things can really be tweaked to what you want them to be. So this is how the responses appeared in the form. And then I came up with a delivery schedule. And what I really wanted to do was make sure that it was being delivered to them at the time that they wanted it to be. And so they could pick their time. I came up with a schedule, and we went around and we just dropped it off on their desk and left. There was really very minimal interaction at that point, because we really wanted to show them how accessible PD was, and we didn't need to make a big thing of it, right? So we wanted to show them that, hey, we do have these really cool in-person events where we want to sit down and we want to talk, but also you can do these things on your own too, because we're really trying to move back to that desire to learn, the desire to grow, and get back to that point where teachers are really wanting to do their own learning and growing. So yeah. So I made social media videos for it because I'm obsessed with them. You can, if you want to see them, there's like a whole highlight reel on our Instagram page. So you can check them out there. Our Instagram is BTSD_coaches. And there's a whole reel about the whole thing, the DoorDash PD. So if you can go to the next one.
Yep.
Here's just some videos.
Oh,
It's going to play the videos.
There it goes. I love these pictures.
Thanks. So this was us ready to go. So, there was a mix of like, we had cars going, we had a staging area going. And, in these slides, which are all linked in the Padlet, there's some like tips and tricks as well too for you.
Yeah.
And then the next slide is just some happy customers. The teachers really loved it. It was really, really well received. There's a few things that I would change for next time. I would definitely not do the coffee again. That was like a really big.
Hot?
It was really difficult to like coordinate all of that. I would also do my exit ticket attached to the PD. And also my support small was not explained properly, so there was some confusion. But if you go to the next slide, I can tell you what I did to follow up with the teachers. So I sent a personal email to every teacher to follow up, just specifically mentioning the PD that they chose, asking them if they have any questions and if they want to meet. If they wanted to meet, then, we would set up a time. And then if they didn't want to meet, then that's where the exit ticket form would come in. I would just ask them, do you mind filling this out for our own feedback? And that's where I'm going to get feedback on the whole project, as well as feedback on what their next steps are with it. So they had some options. So I would still get that information from them, but then I would also have the opportunity to meet with some of them. So I had 83 participants.
Oh my goodness. That's exciting.
And I know Kiara had somewhere near 100, which is really great. So from my 83 participants, I had 10 meetings with teachers. So, but I also consider the 83 people the runners. And, that's a lot of runners to go with. And then the coaching meetings that I came up with after, 3 of them were focused on goal setting for their students and for themselves. I was able to co-teach some guided reading groups from it. I'm working with a whole team. Like one of those 3 meetings is one team that I'm working on some observation cycles where they're observing each other in their own classrooms, working on small groups. So it was really, really helpful for me to it's like getting your foot in the door. And I think that's it. I think I covered everything there.
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
Well, I love that. And I know that kind of before we did the Kickstart and before this idea came up, you were feeling a little bit like you didn't have a plan and you didn't know what you were going to do. So what did it feel like kind of before for you?
I felt lost. I felt like I didn't know where to start. I had such a hard time wrapping my head around what to do, how to break through. And so and one thing that you had said to me that's really important was like, when I first started thinking about this, like you said, Vicki, you need to come up with some ideas that are going to that you're going to be able to continue something from, right? And so that's what I tried to build the PD around, was so that I could have continuous meetings after that it wasn't going to be a one and done type thing. And so that's what really helped me narrow my focus down to what I wanted to do for the PDs, was like, what is going to help me continue to have teachers reach out to me.
Yes, I love that. I'm so glad that this was like, you came to the challenge and you came up with this idea and you executed it. And even when we talked through it, you were like, I don't know if it's going to work. Like nobody knows if it's going to work. You have to go try it. But you also have to have that intentionality in designing it to know that it might lead to a coaching cycle. Like,
Right.
what do you want to entice them about that you can work with them on in a longer ongoing touch point.
Mhm.
And so it's really great. And so, I do think sometimes we get really caught up in the cutesy things, right? Like we're all the TPT cuteness. And it's not that those aren't great ideas, but we want to make sure that we're being so intentional with our PD that we're sure that it's going to lead right to the opportunity to do a deeper coaching conversation with a teacher, which might open up the door to a student-focused goal, which might open up the door to you getting in her classroom and helping her execute a new strategy, which might open up the door for a debrief meeting, which might open up the door for you to ask the question. This is the magic sauce question in the Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles approach, which is, do you want to meet again next week? And if that can be the cycle that you're creating out of your intentional design of PD, then we win. Like that's how we win. And I think you're so right. Like before, PD feels like one and done. And if you understand this approach that I teach in the Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles challenge and course, you see that they're not separate. They are connected and one can lead to the other. And the deep work can come out of a fun idea like DoorDash PD. So I just love it.
I wanted to add one more thing too. I really like that the structure of this, like the structure is built in. So now I can use this again and just change the PDs, right? Like you can all use this idea and just use different PD topics. Like this can be ongoing all the time. So that's what, like, I think establishing a structure that works for you is going to be really important. And then changing up that PD each time.
I love that, because the other thing that a lot of coaches ask here in the group is, what's your next March themed thing? Or what's your next Valentine's Day thing? Like whatever the theme is that is current.
Yes.
So if you have a DoorDash approach with a cute delivery and a one pager, and that's working for you, and you're not doing something too complicated like coffee that might be a little hard, then you can structure it and take that framework and change it to St. Patrick's Day and Valentine's Day or whatever. Testing, like anything. You can kind of change the theme, but the idea works every time. So also what you could do is you can email them and say, do you want me to use your same DoorDash time? And you can keep your same schedule even, because it could probably set up according to like their planning. And so your schedule probably even works. Like, I'm dropping you a new DoorDash.
Yeah, maybe not even ask. Like, hey, I'm just dropping it.
Just stop by. And that's a great opportunity for that in-person touch point. So all of these pieces are really intentional. Like, it feels like as you're listening to these stories that these ladies just like kind of came up with this idea and just like ran with it. Well, they did, but it was because we had like a structure that we were trying to follow and be real intentional about. And they absolutely rocked it with these ideas. I cannot believe the follow-up and turnaround that you all have gotten with these. So I am so thankful that you would take the time to put your resources in this Padlet and come on and share with us. So ladies out there, the Padlet link is below and it's in the comments. And of course, we'll post it as a main post in the group for you to find it. But Vicki has shared all of her templates in Canva, and Rochelle has shared the different pieces of her PD. So if you want to steal away and go and try a Kickstart PD with your teachers. And we will definitely you'll be able to see the same momentum created for you. So ladies, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to take you off and I'm going to announce our winners now. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. See ya.
If anyone has any questions about any of them, just leave them in the comments. And
leave them in the comments here. Tag Vicki, tag Rochelle. They're both in the New to Coaching group and they will answer any questions that you have. Don't hesitate to seek out your awesome member pals. Okay, so friends, I'm just so glad you got the opportunity to hear those, because They are amazing examples of how the Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles approach really works. And so I can tell you all day long, try it, it will work. But you're going to have to come along with me and try them, and you'll see. Okay. That's my Dr. Seuss rhyme for you. So, ladies, I've got winners. I've got winners because I'm giving away access to this course. And before we do that access to the course, I just want to quickly show you like what I'm talking about. Okay. So when I did the challenge in January, I did 3 days of lives in a row for like at least an hour each time. And so that was a lot of content all at once. So what I've done is I've taken those videos and I've chopped them up into, let me zoom. Yeah. Okay. I've chopped them up into smaller videos so that you can get into this online course and you can just rock your way through it in short spurts to get all the information that you need for how you can kickstart your coaching cycles right here from the course. And you can do it right now, even during testing. Yes, your teachers are overwhelmed. Yes, your runners are out there. And I promise you, they are willing. And if you can just drop off a DoorDash PD, it might be an encouragement plus a little PD. So it never hurts to try a Kickstart, no matter what time of year it is, and realize that you could be dropping off a little bit of love and encouragement, right? So, and then I really want you to think about the ways that you can use this for this summer to start a book study and ask from teachers to do a book study, or in the school year, go ahead and start planning your Kickstart PDs for next year and take these templates that these ladies have shared and use them. So you have 3 videos up at the top to get you started. And then you get down here and it goes through each element of that organic coaching cycle that I was showing you before, the circle. It talks about, there's a video about the runners, understanding how to make change happen, how to design your Kickstart PD, how every conversation counts, what's the organic approach, and how do you do this follow-up? What do you do when you get them into a meeting? What questions do you ask them? I have a list of questions for you to use all right here in the course. How do you find a student-focused goal? What questions do you ask to find a student-focused goal? How do you create a coaching cycle out of all of this by creating a weekly rhythm? And there's actually more. So there's more videos here too. So just so you know, it's a comprehensive course. It has everything in it. Plus, there are some bonus videos at the bottom of more stories. I'll also add tonight's video to this as a bonus so you can see some examples. So great examples of how actual coaches are using these actual strategies in their schools. So I really want to encourage you that if you missed the Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles challenge, or you want to refresh on that challenge, that you should get yourself a copy of the course, because it is now live and ready with all the newest content in it. So that's why I'm giving it away, because that's my way to say thank you for being an amazing member. You can come in, be an amazing member of our, we have 5,000 members here in the group, and I cannot be more thankful for you. And I could give you a book, which I've done a lot of giveaways for books, but really what I want to give you is this. I want to give you the secret to how to start coaching when you feel lost. If you feel like Vicki did, and you feel like, I don't know where to start, and I'm sitting here and I don't know what to do, and I just don't even know what to do next, this course will totally and completely help you get where you want to be. And it will be the step-by-step, like do this, and then it will be the thing that gives you so many ideas for how to pull it off. So I'm going to be giving away, sorry for the sound. Hold on. All right, I'm going to be giving away. So let me put up my giveaway names. I have 15 members, and this is my baby girl, Summer. She's 2.5. And, whoa, don't knock it over. And she's going to help me with the winners. You want to do it on here? Okay. So our winners are in this slide. Hold 1 second. My slide's coming. They're all in the same slide. So winners are coming up on the screen. 1 second. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Winners. There they are. I have 15 members of the group who are getting a copy of my Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles online course just because you're amazing and because you invited another member to come and join this amazing group. So we're so thankful for you. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you for being a member and for being here with me in the group and tonight. So let me see. Okay, this is somebody said, yay, thank you so much. Oh, good. I can't see your name, but I'm so glad you're a winner. The Kickstart PD really helped guide me in my thinking. It is exactly what I needed to focus my energy and ideas. It was awesome. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad. So sometimes with these things, it's helpful to go back and watch them again too. So even if you did participate in if you did participate in the live with me, you might want to grab a copy because you can go back and watch another video or be reminded or grab that workbook again. So great resources for you there. Okay, yippee, I'm so excited. Okay, good. So those of you who are my winners, I mean, 15 winners is a lot. So here's how it'll work. I already have your email addresses, I believe, because you are a member of the group and you received my email list. And so I will go, okay, what are you doing? Okay, she wants to come up here. Hold on, she wants to come up. She's up. Okay. So what we'll do is I'll just send you an email with access to the course. So it'll take me a couple of days to get through everybody and set that up, but you'll just get an email with access to the course. If you want to let me know a specific email that you prefer, then that's great. Otherwise, these are my winners. So I will definitely be posting this in the group, letting you know that you are a winner in case you're not here live tonight. And I'm so thankful that you would take the time to invite a member into the group and to, go into that Google form and let me know that you invited a member. And it just means the world to me that you would continue to spread the love here in the group. So those of you who are interested in getting a copy of the Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles online course, it is available now and ready for purchase. Y'all, this could be a $200 course, $199, $299 if I wanted to really just go big and sell it as a big course. But it's really just, it's for you. It's something that's for you, my New to Coaching members. I don't even promote it outside of the New to Coaching group and the New to Coaching email group. So it's just for you. So it's only $47. And this week I'm giving you $10 off of that. So it's only a $37 course, friends. So there's really no reason why you don't need a copy of this. So just make sure that you go grab it. I'm trying to make it as accessible as possible for you to have this content and this information, because I just truly want you to be able to launch and kickstart your coaching, even during testing, even when teachers are overwhelmed, even when you're feeling lost and confused. All of those things can be overcome with the content in this course and the guidance that I give you. Also, as a member of the course, you can have a 30-minute one-on-one Zoom call with me, and we can chat through what you're working on. I can help you and coach you the way that Vicki mentioned that I had given her some feedback. She's a part of my Breakthrough Circle, which is my group coaching program. And so we had talked one-on-one, and that had given her that feedback and ideas of ways that she could continue to grow it. And so I can do that with you. I can help you with implementing your pieces. So I definitely would love for you to grab a copy if you want it. Know that you can use that coupon code New to Coaching for $10 off this week, and really want you to have the access to this right here, which is that energy and ideas that you needed to get going. So thank you for posting that, friend. Okay, I'm going to stay on for another minute. If you have a question or you just want to ask me anything, I'm here for one more minute or so while we are hanging out. Summer is here with me, and I'll just make sure everybody gets their prize winners, and then we're going to roll off. Let me tell you some things we have upcoming in the New to Coaching group while you're still hanging with me. So a couple of things. I want to make sure I don't forget anything. So the first thing is Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles course is on sale now for the next week for this $10 off. So that's first. Then in May, in just a month, I'm going to be doing a live masterclass here in the group about how to build and design your Make Change Happen coaching program. So I'm really, really excited about this content. It is going to be all about how you build your coaching program document, how you set a vision, how you align to the school's mission and goals, how you write your own goals as a coach, how you have clarity around your role as a coach, and how you even maybe write your own job description if they didn't give you one, and how you can actually take all of that information and present it to your admin and help them understand what coaching really should be at your school. So that is going to be a really exciting masterclass coming up in May. So be on the lookout. I'll be posting registration for that fairly soon, and then you can register for that. And then this summer, we're going to be doing the summit, the Simply Coaching Summit. Oh, somebody's tired. The Simply Coaching Summit. So if you haven't gotten in for the Simply Coaching Summit, definitely make sure that you grab your ticket to that. We have so many members here in the group who are actually presenting at the summit, which is so exciting. Celebrating our 5,000 members, and some of them are presenting at the Simply Coaching Summit. It's so exciting. So I'm so glad you stayed on with me tonight. I'm so excited for our prize winners. Thank you so much for being a part of this amazing group and making it what it is, because all I did was start it. You're the one who makes it amazing. And thank you to our amazing winners who got a copy of the Kickstart Your Coaching Cycles online course. And thank you so much to Rochelle and Vicki for being here live with me tonight. And to Summer, say bye, baby. You say bye? No, she gets very shy on the camera, but she doesn't want me to ever be on the camera. All right, y'all have a good night. Love you, love you. Oh, there you go. Got a wave. Talk soon. Bye.